Welcome to Seniors Cleaning Hacks, where Marcus shows you that maintaining a spotless home doesn't mean spending your entire week exhausted. I'm Marcus, and throughout this program, I'm going to uncover the genuine cleaning strategies that professionals use, the ones that save time and still deliver results that make your home shine. Growing up, cleaning was an all-consuming ritual. My mother believed that if something deserved doing, it deserved doing perfectly. She'd scrub floors on her hands and knees for hours, convinced that shortcuts meant cutting corners on quality. Over the years, I've discovered something remarkable. That level of commitment isn't actually necessary to achieve a genuinely clean home. If you're learning something new today, make sure to hit that like button. It helps other people discover these hacks too. And while you're at it, subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks so you never miss an episode that makes your life easier. These small actions help us grow our community of people who believe in working smarter, not harder. The truth I've learned through decades of managing homes is this: smart strategies deliver the exact same spotless results as those exhausting traditional methods. I've learned to use shortcuts, take intelligent cuts, and save substantial amounts of time while maintaining that same level of cleanliness my mother insisted on. That's precisely what I want to reveal to you in this program. All these strategic approaches that let us simplify our routine and still end up with absolutely pristine spaces.
Trick number 1, reorganizing your refrigerator. Let's start with something that makes an enormous difference: properly organizing your refrigerator. A major time saver when refreshing your refrigerator is using a storage container or an old laundry basket and tackling shelf by shelf. Simply remove everything from one shelf and position it into your container. This approach prevents you from walking back and forth across your kitchen repeatedly, carrying individual items and placing them on your counter space. You'd be surprised how much time this single adjustment saves throughout the process. Once you've cleared a complete shelf, take some cloths and run them under warm water, not boiling as extreme heat can damage glass shelves, but comfortably warm. Arrange them across the shelf to soften buildup and residue that's accumulated. Let these cloths rest there for just a moment while you go through your container and remove any items you don't plan to place back inside. By the time you finish sorting, the dried-on messes will have softened considerably, and a quick wipe down will leave that shelf absolutely pristine. This straightforward method turns fridge maintenance from a frustrating chore into something manageable. Trick number 2, tackling your oven. Oven cleaning used to consume enormous amounts of my time, and I've determined the reason. I was applying far too many products and relying on chemical-heavy options that made the work harder than it needed to be. Here's what I've discovered works exceptionally well: basic baking soda combined with a dry sponge, or alternatively, that pink commercial cleaning paste used with a dry sponge rather than a wet one. The key principle here is that dryness provides the friction necessary to really break through buildup efficiently. The approach is straightforward. Sprinkle a modest amount of baking soda, not generous amounts, just a light coating. To add just enough moisture, I use a tiny bit of basic dish soap or grab that pink commercial cleaning paste that already contains some moisture. That's genuinely all you require. Work in circular motions with your dry sponge, breaking through the grime. Afterward, use a damp cloth to remove the residue completely. Less product truly is the winning strategy here. Dry cleaning products paired with dry sponges provide that necessary abrasion for quick, efficient results. And the wonderful part, you won't even need to remove the racks. This entire approach takes less than 5 minutes, and your oven looks brand new without breaking a sweat or spending an hour on this single chore. Trick number 3, maintaining your dishwasher. Among the most overlooked yet crucial cleaning priorities during spring maintenance is your cleaning equipment itself. Think about it: your dishwasher, your washing machine, your vacuum. These are the machines doing the actual cleaning work throughout your home. The dishwasher is exceptionally important, and here's where your attention should focus: the seals surrounding the door. This specific location is responsible for nearly all unpleasant odors you might notice, and when you clean it properly, your dishwasher actually operates more quietly. That's an unexpected bonus. Work carefully along the entire edge of the seal. Use just a small amount of dish soap. Restraint is essential here, or you'll create an overwhelming flood of foam bubbles. Concentrate your efforts on those seal areas. You'll probably discover some pretty unpleasant material in there: mold, residue, and buildup. It's a bit gross, but removing it makes a significant difference. After wiping down all the rubber seals thoroughly, locate and clean your filter. Most people have no idea this component even exists, but it collects an impressive amount of debris. When you remove and inspect it, you'll understand exactly why keeping it clean matters so much for your dishes. Pour a cup of vinegar into the machine, some in the opening and some at the bottom, then run a hot cycle. This provides your dishwasher with a genuine cleaning rather than just doing the dishes. The difference this makes is quite remarkable. Your dishes will come out cleaner and you won't experience that weird film or odor problems.
Trick number 4, keeping your washing machine fresh. Cleaning your washing machine is truly a shortcut that prevents so many problems down the road. When you maintain it properly, you won't need to rewash dishes because they're still dirty, and your clothing won't carry that unpleasant smell that requires rewashing everything. For front-loading machines, there's a small panel on the front. Pop it open, and you'll find the drain component. Pull that drain out carefully and let all that accumulated water drain away. You'll be surprised by what comes out. Then, remove the filter inside. Prepare yourself for this part. If your machine ever smells funky or your clothes come out with that sour odor, this filter is almost certainly the culprit. When you pull it out, you'll probably find hair clumps, soap buildup, and all manner of unpleasant accumulation. The smell can be quite powerful, but taking 10 minutes to clean this component changes everything about your laundry experience. Make absolutely certain you replace that drain correctly when you're finished, or you'll have water everywhere on your floor. Next, work on the rubber seal around the door opening, similar to your dishwasher approach. Use a bit of dish soap and wipe away the residue. You'll often discover strange items in there, things you didn't even know you lost. All of this buildup contributes to that musty smell and impacts how clean your clothes become. If you want to go the extra step, though it's completely optional, throw a cup of vinegar into the drum and run a hot cycle with no clothes inside. This gives your entire machine a thorough refresh. It's quite simple and makes your entire laundry experience better going forward. Trick number 5, protecting your dryer. I want to emphasize this particular tip with genuine sincerity. Please clean your dryer properly, because this could literally prevent dangerous situations from developing. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's absolutely accurate. Everyone cleans their lint trap after each cycle, which is wonderful. However, here is something that many people don't realize. If you use fabric softener or dryer sheets, a nearly invisible buildup forms on that lint trap. This residue blocks airflow, and blocked airflow in dryers creates genuine fire hazards. This isn't theoretical, this is actual risk. Clean the lint trap thoroughly by vacuuming out all the loose material inside, but then take it one step further. Wash it with genuine soap and water to remove that invisible film coating. This combination approach is the only way to truly clear this hazard. Watch what happens when you test the filter by running water over it. If water stays sitting on top instead of draining through, you've identified the actual problem. That standing water shows you the clog. As you clean it, you'll see the water start to flow through properly, which means air will flow through too. That's when you know you've genuinely fixed the issue. When your dryer vent is completely clean, your clothes dry in approximately half the time they previously required. Beyond the time savings, you're eliminating a genuine fire hazard from your home. This single maintenance step is that important. Trick number 6, refreshing your walls. I observe a lot of home maintenance content, and I keep noticing people washing their walls with buckets of water. I'm going to tell you gently, please don't approach it that way. Not only is bucket washing extraordinarily time-consuming, but it actually leaves your walls looking worse. Water washing frequently creates streaky residue that's difficult to remove and gives walls an uneven, dirty appearance. There's a better approach that's faster and more effective. Simply dust your walls. You can acquire any type of dusting tool. I prefer those extendable duster wands, though similar options work equally well. Your goal is straightforward.
Knock all the accumulated dust down, capture those spider webs collecting in corners, and dust the walls clean. If you don't have a specialized duster, there's no reason to purchase one. Grab a regular household broom and a large fluffy cloth or towel, then use a hairband to secure it around the bristles. Use this homemade duster to clean your walls just as effectively as any commercial product. Once you've completely dusted the walls, inspect them for fingerprints, marks, scuffs, or sticky spots. Many people reflexively reach for a magic eraser, but I'm going to suggest a different approach. Magic erasers can actually remove paint along with the marks. Instead, use a plain cloth. Make absolutely certain it's colorless, because dark-colored cloths can transfer their dye onto light walls. Use a tiny bit of dish soap on this cloth and gently buff away the marks. Your walls will look refreshed and clean without any aggressive products or exhausting labor.
Trick number 7. Attention to baseboards. Baseboards require a specific sequence to handle them properly. Begin by dry dusting them thoroughly. If you apply moisture before removing the initial dust layer, you'll create a terrible paste mixture that's difficult to clean and spreads the problem around. So first, simple dry dusting to remove all loose particles. After dry dusting, wrap a regular cloth around a broom handle using a bit of dish soap. This method is genuinely the best baseboard cleaning approach I've encountered because the broom is wide and thick enough to reach into all those little crevices and tight spaces where dust accumulates. You're not bending repeatedly or straining your back. You're simply walking around your home, pushing and sweeping along the baseboards. The entire job becomes something you can complete in just a few minutes while walking normally through your house. Dry dust first, then wet dust. That's the complete process and is vastly more efficient than getting down on your hands and knees. Trick number 8. Getting underneath furniture. Moving furniture around is something most of us avoid, whether because of physical limitations or simply because it's inconvenient. The reality is that most standard vacuums and regular brooms can't fit into those tight spaces under furniture anyway. If your floors are hardwood without carpet coverage, grab a flat dusting tool and use a scooping motion to gather everything that's accumulated underneath. It's remarkable how much dust, pet hair, and debris you can retrieve this way. Afterwards, simply vacuum up what you've extracted. For carpeted areas, that same dusting approach won't be particularly effective. Instead, you can use an unconventional but surprisingly effective technique. Gather some paper towel cardboard tubes and attach one to the end of your vacuum. You can secure it with tape or create a shape by combining multiple tubes for areas that have deeper space. Here's why this works so well. You can squish and compress these tubes to fit them into tight crevices and narrow gaps under furniture, something your regular vacuum head can't do. This simple modification lets you get your vacuum into places it normally can't reach. The result is remarkable. You retrieve surprising amounts of accumulated material from those spaces. This approach works just as effectively beside your refrigerator, beside your stove, or in any small area where your standard vacuum head won't fit. Trick number 9. Cleaning your windows. Cleaning windows is something many people avoid, yet this single task probably creates the most dramatic visual transformation in your entire home. When windows are sparkling and streak-free, your whole house instantly appears brighter, cleaner, and more cared for. For exterior windows, the fastest approach uses a double-sided squeegee. These are inexpensive and available almost everywhere. Fill a bucket with hot water, add 2 or 3 cups of vinegar, and just a touch of dish soap. Dip your squeegee into this solution and use the sponge side to coat the entire exterior of your window completely. Then take the squeegee side and pull the water away from the glass. This is precisely the method professional window cleaners employ, and the results are impressively quick and effective. Interior windows require a different approach. A foaming glass cleaner works beautifully for inside surfaces. The specific brand genuinely doesn't matter. They're all essentially the same. The critical component is what you use to wipe it dry. Newspaper, coffee filters, or better yet, a tight weave microfiber material from an old t-shirt. Never use paper towels. They'll leave streaking and lint that looks worse than where you started. Work in one direction initially, going back and forth across the glass.
Then finish with vertical strokes going up and down. This two-direction approach creates perfectly streak-free windows consistently. Trick number 10. Managing your screens. I grew up taking every single screen outside, hosing them down, and scrubbing them with brushes for extended periods. Later, I progressed to soaking them in bathtubs. Both methods required endless time and effort. There's a dramatically simpler approach. Get a genuinely soft, fluffy cloth or hand towel and soak it in water mixed with vinegar and a small amount of dish soap. That's genuinely all you need. Rub this cloth across the screen material while it's still installed on your window. The fluffy texture actually moves through the tiny mesh openings and cleans both sides simultaneously. You don't need to remove anything, and the work is completed in moments. If you encounter something really stubborn, bird droppings or stuck-on debris, you can carefully reach your hand around to the opposite side and work on it from behind. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. You're working smart rather than working harder. Trick number 11. Refreshing your blinds. Cleaning blinds has a reputation for being tedious, and honestly, I've purchased fancy gadgets and special tools that promised to simplify it. None of them genuinely performed better than the basic approach. Close the blinds completely and use a regular duster or even a soft sock. Simply work across each blind and knock the dust downward. This genuinely works remarkably well. The critical point: begin with dry dusting. If you apply moisture before removing the initial dust, you'll end up with a gross, sticky, clumpy mess that's far worse than where you started. After dry dusting thoroughly, look carefully at the blinds. If they don't appear visibly dirty or grimy, you're finished. That's your complete cleaning process. However, if you see accumulated grime or sticky buildup, then you can proceed with a damp cloth solution, water mixed with vinegar and a bit of dish soap. If your blinds are narrow and close together, mini blinds specifically, place your hand behind them as you wipe to provide support and prevent them from bending or breaking. Wipe downward in one smooth motion along each blind. Trick number 12. Caring for your curtains. When I was growing up, the routine involved taking down every single curtain and soaking them in the bathtub for hours. I genuinely don't understand why anyone would subject themselves to that. Washing curtains causes more problems than it solves. Not only is it incredibly time-consuming, but there are genuine risks. My mother-in-law learned this lesson when she kindly washed my curtains while I was traveling. The hems came loose, they wrinkled terribly, and some actually shrank, essentially ruining them. It was unnecessary. The reality is that curtains primarily accumulate dust. They don't actually become dirty. So, use a sticky lint roller and run it across the fabric. Pay particular attention to the top where dust settles most prominently. That's your complete curtain cleaning process. No washing, no shrinking, no ruined hems. It takes maybe 30 seconds and leaves your curtains looking fresh. You can apply the same sticky roller approach to lampshades, which accumulate dust and pet hair constantly. Just roll that lint remover across them and capture all that debris in seconds. Lampshades transform from dull and dusty to bright and fresh. Trick number 13. Often forgotten cleaning areas. Beyond the standard cleaning tasks, several areas deserve attention during thorough seasonal maintenance, areas many people overlook. Consider your table surfaces and chair legs. These collect an impressive amount of dust and frequently have splatters from spilled juice, food particles, or other household incidents. A quick wipe of these surfaces creates a noticeably cleaner appearance. Light switches deserve genuine attention because they're touched constantly and accumulate grime and fingerprints that make your whole home feel less clean. Similarly, door handles and door frames, particularly the lower portions where pets push their noses to open doors, gather considerable buildup and visible grime. Finally, focus on your kitchen cabinet fronts. Simply cleaning these surfaces creates a remarkable difference in how bright and fresh your entire kitchen appears. This small step impacts the overall impression of cleanliness in your home disproportionately.
Creating your cleaning system. To keep everything manageable, I've developed a structured approach. One concentrated cleaning task each day means your entire home receives thorough attention in just 15 minutes daily. Completed over a month, you'll have genuinely deep cleaned your entire living space without overwhelming yourself. The beauty of this systematic approach is that you're not spending a single weekend exhausting yourself. Instead, small, consistent efforts create dramatic, cumulative results. Each day addresses one specific area completely, leaving the rest of your week open and uncluttered. Share this approach with friends and family who are tired of exhausting weekend cleaning marathons. They'll appreciate learning that maintenance doesn't require suffering. These strategies work equally well for anyone, regardless of physical ability or age. Working smarter truly does produce the same results as working harder. And I want everyone experiencing the satisfaction of a clean home without the exhaustion. Remember to subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks and turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes where we continue uncovering these effective methods. Comment below and share which of these strategies you're most excited to try in your own home. Final thoughts. Throughout this entire program, the core concept remains consistent. Intelligence and strategy produce superior results compared to endless physical labor. The methods professionals use, the people getting paid to clean efficiently, work because they've eliminated unnecessary steps and unnecessary products. My mother believed that genuine cleanliness required genuine suffering and effort. I've learned that she was partially correct. Genuine cleanliness absolutely requires commitment. However, that commitment doesn't need to mean exhaustion, pain, or endless hours of labor. Instead, commitment means being strategic, choosing effective methods, and consistently applying these approaches. Whether you're managing a household alone or with family members, these strategies simplify everything. You get the same sparkling clean results while preserving your energy for activities you actually enjoy. Thanks for spending this time with Marcus at Seniors Cleaning Hacks. Please share this episode with anyone you know who's tired of spending their entire week exhausted from cleaning. Subscribe so you never miss strategies that make your life genuinely easier and more enjoyable. Your home can stay clean, organized, and beautiful without requiring you to sacrifice your peace and comfort.